Just a couple more percent to go. Let them have it, Boston. Axiom, top of the Primal Rage, but it does not matter. Ladies and gentlemen, history has been made. The Shanghai Dragons, on the 43rd attempt out, managed to pick up their first match victory.
Never thought, the fans never thought they'd see this day. It took 43 matches in Gamsu defeating his old team tonight. Feels like a really emotional moment here. I think we got to give the crowd a moment. They've waited a long time for this. All the Shanghai fans out there, fans in tears. They finally did it.
I'll just let the fans take us out to the break. Enjoy it. Now, Blizzard's still available for New York. Marvel's coming up with this one. London is banking up. The Bank of London ready to go. 5 ultimates, and they get a pretty nice isolation on that wall. The Bank of London might be out. The Bank of England might be quite empty. And there's a big piece. Hopper coming up big again. The Bank of England looking pretty dry. That's also his second Blizzard lead so far of the series. Welcome in, New York Hub. Oh, it's quite a long animation, right? Yeah, it is. Normally, if you're the mayor, you end up throwing it at the ground, but sometimes that's quite telegraphed. You've seen with anime players a lot trying to name the ground, stop that elongated travel time. That's the voice line too. Yeah, although it's like, hey everybody, I'm Blizzard in. Might as well just do that. Can we change that? Time to right click the eat Blizzard. Self-destruct in the back. Shadow's coming out. Doesn't quite find anybody just.
The Overwatch League is the professional esports league for Blizzard Entertainment's Overwatch, with its inaugural season starting in 2017, and while it quickly rose to become one of the biggest esports leagues, it also seems to have fallen just as quickly. Now, in its inaugural season, it was regularly raking in very high view counts, although that might have been because if you were watching the streams, you could get some in-game rewards for free if you tied your Twitch account. But that's not to say that the season wasn't hype as hell. Even I thought it was really fun to watch, and I very early on ended up starting to back the Dallas Fuel as my go-to team. Hell, there were even a lot of big names associated with the league as far as players. Personally, when you ask me Overwatch League players that were, big, you could say, the ones that come to my mind are guys like Seagull, Jonak, Pine, even XQC before he got banned. But yet, the highs didn't last so long. Starting in the second season came the infamous GOATS meta, or, for somebody who doesn't know, 3 tanks, 3 supports, no DPS. It was boring to play, the players all got absolutely sick of it, and it was just as boring to watch, because the entire league basically became who was and was not good at running this specific meta. And it was very boring and got very stale very fast, and is actually a good chunk of the reason why Blizzard ended up having to enforce the 2-2-2 roll queue, because they tried just buffing other heroes and nerfing some of the tanks and whatnot to try to, naturally get GOATs to go away, but nothing they tried worked, so they had to go for the nuclear option. And the numbers just never really recovered since as far as viewership. Then, for the 2020 season, while some of it could be blamed on COVID because they had to do the whole remote thing, a lot of their big names in their production side of things ended up jumping ship to go do other things for varying reasons. And it became kind of a meme at how poor the production quality was. For example, they would run ads while some of the casters were still talking, or in the case of the beginning of the video for the intro that I did, they would start to run an ad type thing while the regular match was still going on, and just not hit the button to actually show what they were trying to show. And yeah, the production quality just became kind of a meme, and it just, I don't know, I still want to like it, because of course, I remember, how hype it was, especially back like 2017. I mean, if you want hype, who could forget the day that the Shanghai Dragons, after going 0-42, got their first ever win? I mean, come on. They're not going to be able to replicate that. I think part of the other problem, too, though, is that Blizzard has had a habit of killing off some of the more grassroots kind of leagues. With more other games, they just kind of let the grassroots just kind of do their thing. because it's actually good for the game, because it's able to get more people who aren't necessarily as, god tier skilled into a more competitive side of things, and then maybe they'll want to try to get better, and then maybe they'll actually get to go pro someday. But Blizzard seem to have more the mentality of, it's RIP, we'll do what we want with it, anybody else can fuck right off. And I think that kind of helped contribute to it, because now it's to the point where, like, the Overwatch League, like, they're not pulling anywhere near the same numbers as they did. I haven't seen, like, hardly anything for it in any of my timelines or anything for, like, a year now. I can't even tell you the last time I saw literally anything on my feed for the fucking feeder league for the Overwatch League. The fucking, what is it, Contenders? Is that what they call it? I completely forget. It's been that long since I've seen anything for it at all. Which, honestly, just kind of tells me they don't really care. It seems more like they're just doing it for the sake of having an esports league, so they can try to, basically make the money associated with that. Which I think is kind of sad. And then now, courtesy of the whole drama that's going on with Blizzard regarding their toxic work environment, I'll put it, a lot of the sponsors for the OWL are jumping ship, because they don't want to be associated with that. And honestly, that's a smart business move. Now, I've seen some people say that because of that, it's completely dead. I don't think it's completely dead. Obviously, like, even with multiplayer games, it's not dead till they kill the servers. Or in the case of OWL, basically, for OWL, it's not dead until, they actually, shut it down. But it's definitely nowhere near what it used to be. And I think, honestly, if they just, as started not cracking down so much on more of the grassrootsy type stuff, because the grassrootsy type stuff is able to get more people into it, and eventually, those people can work their way up, the ladders and become the new high-level talent, and you have a constant new, influx of people. But then the other thing, too, is just not have so much of a chokehold on how everything has to be done. I mean, after a bunch of the production people left, they brought in production people who were more accustomed to regular sports and not esports, and it definitely showed. I mean, again, some of that could probably be blamed on the whole COVID-19 lockdown shit, but I think a lot of it was just they got complacent. They took advantage of the big numbers they got, stopped caring, and it just really shows now. So as far as I'm concerned, I think there is still a future for it. They would have to make a lot of more drastic changes, especially in production quality department. And personally, again, I think allow more of the grassrootsy type stuff, because that can feed into new stuff and can also have more fun ways of playing the game that can potentially be adapted to the pro level. Like each team can have 2 heroes that the other team's not allowed to play or whatever. I think that could be interesting, but Blizzard seems so insistent on having such a chokehold over it, and now they're stuck with. Now they're kind of stuck with what they've got. So is it dying? Honestly, yeah, I'd say so. But can they save it? Well, if they put the effort in, I think they can. But the question is whether or not they will. But we probably won't see anything about that until after they figure out what the hell's going on with their toxic work environment.